one thing that I want to focus on is that a lot of the setups can look exactly the same, and it's our job to be able to identify which essentially can be a high quality or a good setup and a bad setup. How you determine which one you take risk on and which one doesn't is a key metric.
And it's an important one. And you look at what happens when you go for maybe a trend break, for the buy the dip and then rip in one or the other, and why one burns you and why the other is a little bit safer. One of the hints would have been over in HIMS, you have a gentle upward trend off of the open or in the pre-market. Over in SMR, you've got a gentle downtrend. But if there's one thing that sticks out the most, when you fill in the gap, it's not about that it fills the gap, it's how it fills the gap. It's what happens in between that void on the way to the downside. In the case of SMR, you have a trend down. So when you're looking at it early, it looks good. But you have a trend down into a flat bottom break that not only hammers, but accelerates going into the bottom. In the case with HIMS, which ends up having a better look and a hold, well, when it comes back in and breaks that shelf, it puts in a range. Now you're going to be able to look here. Actually, you have your close right around there, not actually at the highs. It's going to bounce off the close, come all the way back up, slam, and put in a pretty solid lower high. Like what it shows you is the first void isn't the only void. So one of those two gives you a reason to activate the dip buy because it holds that range, shows that there's buyers in there, and then you don't even have to sit in front of that falling knife. Now, ultimately, SMR eventually bounces. I actually end up shorting it on the other way to get the money back. But even though it bounces, it doesn't really show anything at that closing price. And as a matter of fact, when it comes back in, you end up looking for the short at that same previous close. So it's not just about that it filled the gap. Sometimes in this case, it's about what happens inside of that gap on the way to that prior close. You're going to mark off that prior close, but you don't have to just sit on the bid and get run over. Oftentimes, you look for what happens there and then pounce. And it gave you a hint early, and then it made it obvious later, Joe.
Like the point that Neil brought up here, it's what happens inside the gap. There's multiple things that we can tell, hey, are we going to continue this downslide or are buyers going to start to step back in? What is the tape telling us and what is the volume telling us as well too? So when you're looking for the difference in between setup A and setup B, and what Neil was essentially explaining to us between HIMS and SMR is how is price reacting as it enters those specific levels, and that can be a good teller of this is going to be an A quality setup, a B quality setup, or even potentially a C quality, which you may not even put any risk on at that point.
Sometimes what you can also look at is if it's a failed trade, maybe you catch the bottom here, or you're looking for like a short opportunity, like where a move might turn. The first place where the bad one bounces, where the sellers re-engage and win, like that's where the first trap long comes in, the second trap long here, which I fell for, I'll admit myself. But if you fall for the first one in here, you then find an interesting resistance point a lot later on. It's like considering that opening range trade. It just becomes a great reference point. And then on the other side, on the one that's strong, you look at that bounce level where you find the initial resistance on the ground. Remember, this is a strong one. There's its resistance. When I took a fade on it, this is where I'm starting to think the buyers can come back in. So you also want to have a frame of reference for those key price levels that the open told you.
But you have something strong and a potential tailwind for both of those names, and then yet they have different reactions, and it's our job to be able to identify which essentially can be a high quality or a good setup or something that looks very similar but isn't as good. So pointing specifics out is going to be key and help you put on some profitable trades.